Hey, Damps. I find that quite comical. How are you? How are you doing? Are you at work? Thanks for stopping in. How's everyone doing? Welcome to the live. What's going on? I am doing okay. I am okay. I got you. Okay. Well, thanks for taking some time during your break to check in. I appreciate it so very much. Hello from Arizona. Welcome to the live. I believe this is my first time seeing you here, so welcome. New Zealand in the house. Wow. Welcome. Glad to have you all here. Happy holidays. If you have not heard that from me, hey Phyllis, welcome. Happy holidays. I hope you all are enjoying the holiday season, however that is for you, whatever it is you do. I hope you're having a wonderful holiday season. So thank you for taking a little bit of time out tonight to stop by and say hello. So I wanted to put this in. I did this last year and it was part of my 12 days of Christmas. And if you're just tuning in for the very first time, you are in the midst of my 12 days. You doing, Joyce? Phyllis, have you recovered from the day? Can you all believe it is almost Christmas? It seems it was not that long ago that we were doing some other things that didn't have anything to do with Christmas, and that was a year ago. Hi there, Mary. Welcome. Welcome, everyone, to the live. Thank you for being here. We're not going to hold you very long tonight. If this is your first time tuning in, thank you for being here. If you are a new subscriber, welcome to the channel. This is your official welcome. So, on these lives, I typically just like to have a face to face of sorts so that there's some dialogue. You all see me all the time talking to you. This gives me a chance to talk a little bit with you. So that's why I have the live and just kind of taps into what you all are doing. Hey there, Linda. Welcome to the live. Thank you, ladies. If you haven't been watching my 12 Days of Christmas videos, I'm going to encourage you to go back and look at those. There's a bit been going on. It was a busy weekend, but it was a very fun weekend. There was a lot happening for the past 48 hours or so, but it was all holiday fun. Jackson, Mississippi, in the house. It's nice to see where you all are. So, if you don't know, I am in Virginia, and Pretty nice day today. I left here in a wrap, just a kind of a lightweight wrap, but I wore a sweater dress and had a moment of warmth, but it was decently warm today, so I enjoyed that. Maybe with a little bit of breeze. So who's doing what? Where are we? What are we doing at this point in the holiday season? How many of you have already started cooking? How many are cooking? I know sometimes people start a week in advance. That's a long time for me, but who's cooking already? And what are you cooking? Because I know some of you Southerners are getting it in. Memphis is in the house. Awesome, awesome. How you doing, Sassy Sharon? Welcome to the live. Who's cooking and what are you cooking? And who's hosting dinner? Who is hosting dinner? I get asked that a bit if I'm hosting, if I'm cooking. I cook every holiday. I cook because I always feel like even if we go away, I can't just walk out with 6 or 7 plates for the next couple of days. I don't think that would be cool. So I always cook, even if we go home. I cook so that when we return home, we have food for a couple of days. So I'll be cooking on Wednesday. That's usually how I do it. I go the day before. I start the day before. New Jersey, welcome. How you doing, Brenda? We've got New Jersey, Tennessee, Mississippi, New Zealand. Wow. And Florida is in the house as well. So nobody has said they're cooking just yet. So I guess everyone's going away or going on the street or to a family member's house. That's cool. I love that. What do you all want to know? What do you want to talk about tonight? What questions do you have? What do you want to know about me? I do have the right to plead the fifth, but for those of you that are just tuning in, that are new to the channel, that have never seen a get to know me video, Minnesota, welcome. Jo- Joyce, if it's not a talent, I'm sure you're eating, and that is the goal. The goal is to eat. Yes. Summer. New Zealand. Is that New Zealand? Where is it summer? Yeah, New Zealand. Okay. Well, you're hosting. That's awesome. Sassy, I have lost a few pounds. Thanks for noticing. I'm proud of my few little pounds. We're on a mission over here. We are on a mission. Where do you see it? Tell me where you notice the weight loss. It hasn't been drastic. It has literally been a few pounds. Probably now up to about 6. It is intentional. So just changing up a few little things here and there, trying to be a bit health conscious. So that's what we're doing. Betty's cooking. We have a cook, we have a non-cook, but everybody's eating. That's good. Pineapple cheesecake, I have not had. Sweet potato praline pound cake sounds amazing. I love sweet potato pies and I love praline. So that should be a winner. I like it. I like it. Hey, BGT, welcome back. Hi, Yvonne, welcome back. DC's in the house. Ladies, thank you all for tuning in tonight. And gentlemen, if you are there, thank you all so very much. Yeah, it tends to show up here first. That's usually kind of where I see it, but I've slimmed in other places. I know that to be the case, and I'm excited about that as well. Those few little pounds make a difference, so I'm quite happy. Hey, Sugar Free, welcome, welcome, welcome. So I'll be cooking on Wednesday, and I mentioned that I would incorporate some of that into the 12 days videos. No, I see oxtails. Where are you? Who is that and how far away are you? Ah, yeah, we like oxtails over here. Thank you, Rozzy. I appreciate that. Thanks for being here as well. It's a journey. Yeah, so I'll be sharing a little bit. It won't be a whole meal, all of that. We're not spending an hour on a video cooking. I'll let you know that now. Um, and part of that is because there's a lot that goes into creating a video of that type, as well as any video. But to maneuver the camera from point A to point B through Z and all of that to get all of the components in a cooking video, um, it takes a lot. And there's things I often forget in trying to do that. But I will capture as much as I can so that it looks like it was a cooking video. But I'll be in the kitchen. I will be in the kitchen. So one thing I will share that I will be making is sweet potato pie. So I usually do a couple of sweet potato pie. So I will give you my version of the sweet potato pie. I've been told for years that it is very good and I like it a lot. So what I do is what it is, and it's sweet potato pie. So typically what my Christmas dinner consists of is very similar to Thanksgiving. I have for several years tried to get my husband to um, change the menu. He's not very open to it. So sometimes we add things that are not a typical repeat of Thanksgiving. We're both from the South, and that's what it is. So there will be, versus a turkey, I usually do a turkey breast. I may do turkey wings or something like that. And there will be more than likely kale instead of collard greens. I'll probably do yams. I'm not sure about mac and cheese. There may be potato salad instead. Um, and I don't know, another vegetable. I don't usually do a lot of different meats for Christmas. And then we'll have sweet potato pie and whatever. So that's kind of what that is. So I usually cook on Wednesday, and Thursday morning I will put the, is Christmas on Thursday? Yeah. The morning of I will put the turkey breast on. So that's how my day goes. That's what my cooking involves. Oxtails and rice and beans. I've never cooked rice and beans together, like rice and beans as a dish. Um, but I really do like oxtails a lot. So, how many of you have seen my Get to Know Me video? It's from some time ago, but I've done kind of a part one, a part two, maybe a part three over the years. And if you are new, this is our fourth year here on YouTube as of December 8th. This is 4 years into this YouTube channel. And I've done some get to know me kinds of videos. And they pretty much encapsulate, what you see day to day. But if you have a question, I may answer it. All right, Linda. So if you're going to start baking on Monday, it sounds like you got a lot of baking going on. You're making more than a couple of pies, it seems. So who saw my short from Saturday with the black, with the silver sequined top that I wore to the women's ministry luncheon? Rhonda, welcome, welcome. Merry Christmas to you. So if you have so for those of you that sent in photos that you want me to make another look using those pieces, I'm planning to post that video on Tuesday. That is the plan. So tell me, in that outfit, what would you have done differently? Just curious, what would you have done differently for the occasion with the colors that you saw? What would you have taken away or what would you have added? I get a lot of questions about can I wear X thing with whatever? Can I put these 2 or 3 things together? Which is why I'm asking. So I'd like to take this opportunity because sometimes multiple people have the same question. And if I get 3 or 4 questions about the same thing, then I try to put that into kind of a corporate setting so everybody hears the answer. Brenda, did you think it was too much for daytime? Or did you think it was too much for the occasion? What were your thoughts? And I'm interested in knowing. That's called a duster. It's sheer. It has a polka dot detail in it. But it is a duster because it's long. Hey Delphine, welcome. So you would have worn a black velvet jacket, I assume because I had on black velvet pants, and or a bronze jacket because of the bronze in the top. That would have been a very great selection as well. Now, personally, I would have been very hot in that. And that was something I had to give some consideration to because yesterday was cool. Hence why I put the duster on, but I was also mindful that if I got warm, I could take it off and still be sleeveless. So I went that route, not knowing what the space was like or what the temperature is going to be like in the space. So I always try to give myself some room to maneuver if I get warm. So that's what was happening. And fortunately, I didn't have to take it off. It was quite comfortable. And once we stepped outside, if you saw the group photo, that felt really good. That was a very comfortable temperature. Oh, thank you. Is it pronounced Rosh? Can you give me a phonetic pronunciation of that? I don't want to mispronounce your name. It was beautiful, but it was odd. Okay, okay, well, okay. We can do that. Oh my goodness. Is that Ash Reeds? Ash Reeds? Hi there, welcome. Hey Mary, welcome back. Ash Reeds, I have a TikTok, I have Instagram. I don't do Angela's Fashion Mix on Facebook. I'm not there on with this fashion mix. I just am on TikTok and Instagram. However, I am not active on either of them. Now, it is my goal in the new year to get back to primarily Instagram. And the reason I fell off is because I'm very busy and it is hard to maintain all of the spaces to keep everything current. And so I fell off on TikTok and on Instagram, but I do plan to get back in some fashion. And it may be that I post once a week versus posting every day. I don't post my shorts here every day. So when you don't see me on a certain day, it is you didn't necessarily miss anything. It may be I just didn't post that day because it is a lot to maintain all of those. And this is not a full-time situation for me where this is all I do is Angela Fashion Mix. As you may or may not know, I'm a realtor. I do holiday things. I do other things. There's just other things that take time. So to be able to just be everywhere, sometimes it's just a challenge. Hey, Miss Cindy, welcome back. How are you? Left off the necklace. What was the necklace? That was just yesterday. I should remember that. Oh, the choker. Yeah. Okay. I get that. I'm just happy I was able to pull that out without having to go look it up to see what I wore yesterday. I'm trying to be better about that. Those things that just easily slip my mind. Yeah, it could work in an even definitely can work in an evening setting because one is black, one is sparkles, one is sequin. There are a lot of reasons why that's an evening look, but I am not one to so much follow rules when it comes to dressing. I always encourage you to wear what you feel comfortable in, but I also encourage that when going to an event, I would rather be overdressed than underdressed. And that's just what it is. So if I pull out something that is an evening piece, or if I carry a bag that's considered more of an evening bag, I don't mind doing that if it works with my look. So that's my guide. So wear what you want. Oh, sassy, I I was not insulted by that at all. That don't even think I was not. It was the juxtaposition of beautiful and odd. That's all. No offense taken. I don't mind sharing my age. As a matter of fact, I have a birthday coming up in about 9 days. And I'll be 61 on the 30th. So that's what I say. The holidays are for shining and sparkling and all of the fun stuff. I appreciate that, Yvonne. Hey, Denise, welcome, welcome, welcome back. Thank you so very much. Ruah. All righty, Ruah. Okay. See, I had it all wrong. That's why I wanted to know. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, so if we're not gonna wear certain things and in the holiday season or for a festive occasion, um, I could wear a sparkle sequin top in June. Um, it might look a little odd based on the color combinations of that top, but I can wear it. So it really depends on what I'm wearing it to. In June, I might wear it to an after 5 wedding. But it's more for me, it's more of a holiday piece. And if I want to wear it in some other fashion, I definitely can do that. Monica, hi there. Welcome to the channel. Thank you so very much. 9 days, if I'm calculating correctly. Yeah, this is 21st. Yes, 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 yes. I'll be 61 on the 30th. Woo! That went by really, really quick. Now, I'm sure others have been in this space and are in this space. Is it a real thing that the years just go by after you hit a certain age and they just move really, really fast? Because that seems like that was a really quick year. Um, but here we are. I'm thankful to be here. And I don't know. Seems like the days are not 24 hours long anymore and we're just moving through space. So, but yeah, that's what we're doing. So I'm kind of processing what birthday looks like. Last year I had a party. This year I'm not having a party and I don't know what I'm gonna do on my birthday. So, um, and I even said to someone I may just be on the couch watching movies because I'm grown. I can do that. But anyway, I don't know. I have no idea at this point. Whatever it is, I probably need to really hone in and figure that out in the short term. But it'll be okay, whatever it is. I do know that I'll eat. That's a given. We will eat and we will eat well. If you don't know by now, I enjoy food. Um, I don't know that I will fall in the category of a foodie per se. When I think foodies, I think people that are willing to experiment with different cuisines. Um, and I'm not that person. There are cuisines that I enjoy on the fringes, like Mexican food. I'm very selective in terms of what those dishes are. I can kill a quesadilla. I don't mind a taco, but I'm not going to experiment too much with some other things, especially if there's a lot going on in the dish. I love pasta, that's kind of I love pizza. Um, but I'm a southern flavor girl, but at the same time, I don't mind uh a beautifully prepared five-star meal if that comes into my arena. So depending on what it is, but I have to recognize what's in the dish. I'm not just blindly eating something and I don't know what it is. I don't do that. So that to me is where foodies are a legit foodie. I think will order the dish and it looks like something that's inedible and they'll eat it. That's not me. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate the comment. I was telling someone a couple of days ago. I'm just at the space now where um I'm trying to be more diligent, I guess, with certain things that maybe I haven't had to pay so much attention to in the past. But at this age, I just want to hold it up, pull it in, suck it in, tighten it, do whatever it is to do to it. So that, you know, for the rest of my days, I want to be healthy. I want to be very aware of what my temple is looking like and how I'm managing my temple. So hence we're just trying to make some adjustments health wise, just trying to be more conscious of what goes in. I had my physical in August and I don't mind sharing, but my cholesterol is a little bit high. So we're trying to make some adjustments. And for those of you, and this was not even one of the things that my doctors said that I should not have, but it's something I've consciously made a change to, and that is my ice cream consumption. If you've been here for a while, you know I can eat ice cream every single day. And for a while, I was eating ice cream every single day, at least 3 to 4 times a week. We had ice cream, I had ice cream. It's always been in the house. But just trying to, watch my sugar content, yeah, the sugar, the juice drinks, just trying to be more aware. So, I'm not on a diet per se. I am just trying to be more aware. My doctor wanted to put me on a statin, and I said no. There's a how we get from here to the over to a statin with nothing in between. I said no, just give me a few months. Let me make some adjustments. So I'm in adjustment mode. So if you see some additional weight loss, it is intentional to a degree, but it's because I'm making some dietary changes. I'm still eating pretty much what I want. I'm just being more aware of what those things are. So that's where I am. That's what we're doing because we want to be here for a minute. We want to be here for a very, very long time. BG, BGT, what are we going to do to get this thing done? Oh, yeah. No, I'm not kidding. Well, aren't you all gracious? I appreciate that. Now, I will admit, I do have on a little bit of stuff on my face today. And while there, that's one of those things that, and I know you all say I've been very open in the past about wearing makeup versus not wearing makeup. Um, I don't wear a lot of makeup. I mostly wear makeup on Sundays, um, because it's Sunday. Day to day, I 99% of the time will have on a lipstick, but I don't do mascara and foundation and all of that stuff day to day. So when you see what you see, you know the difference between when I have something on and when I don't. If you've been here long enough, you know. But I've never been a makeup wearer in that way. So whatever I do extra on Sunday is because I want to do extra on Sunday because that's my dress up day. That's I'm going to church. I just want to do more. So that's what that's about. And the lipstick color doesn't change very much. Um I don't whatever you see is kind of what it is. I've tried to change it through the years, but I've never been able to comfortably settle into a real bright color. I don't wear red a whole lot. I wear red usually if I'm wearing red. But I don't wear a whole lot of red because I feel like the first thing you're gonna see is lips versus my lips blending in. I feel like when I wear red lipstick, I'm just popping out there and there's just lips. So I do try to tone that down. I am from North Carolina. North Carolina, Tar Heel. I'm from Rocky Mount. Rocky Mount is about 50 minutes east of Raleigh. It is 2 hours south of Richmond. Injections. Oh Lord. No, she didn't mention that. But when my doctor mentioned statin and I asked the question of, okay, so if I go on a statin and my cholesterol comes down, do I come off of the statin? And she said, well, no, typically when people go on statins, they don't. I'm like, no, no, we don't want to do that. That should not be a first step. It is not that high. So like, no, we need to do something else. So you and in saying that, y'all don't you got to advocate for yourself. Um, I think doctors just they try to get you over there too quickly. So I said, just give me 4 or 5, 4 or 5 months. I go back in February, and let's see where we are. You know, let's just see. So, unless you think I'm gonna fall out and we have some major issue in the next 4 months, I don't want to take a pill for this before I've tried to do something else. So, an injection, ooh, Lord, we gotta, I gotta do something else. Hey, Ariane, and prayerfully that it works. Um, not the not the time of year to try to be making those adjustments. But I have had and this is how serious I have been. I'm really trying to do what I do. Now, like I said, holidays, and during this holiday time, I'm not depriving myself of enjoying holiday food and all the things. But what I have done is like this weekend, there's pasta. I ate pasta. I enjoyed it. We the choir event was catered by Olive Garden, and chicken and shrimp carbonara is my favorite dish from Olive Garden, and I had that. I just didn't eat as much of it as I normally would, and I didn't try the other dishes, which is what I would have normally done. Just try a little bit of spaghetti and meatballs, try a little bit of the whatever that was with the elf. I did what I did, but in a smaller portion. So, and I had a very small amount of dessert. It was a strawberry pastry. I had a little bit of that. That was it. On Saturday, I had my plate was in the video. That's not something I'm going to do every single day. So during the holidays, although I am mindful, I am still enjoying the holiday. So when I go back, I should have lost a decent amount of weight because during the week and outside of this Christmas, I am being a lot more aware of what I'm eating. No statins. Please don't take statins. Okay, let me put my glasses on so I can really see what y'all saying over here. Cause sound like y'all know what's going on. Yeah, I just didn't like the idea of that being step one. Okay, Betty. What brand of lipstick? Whatever is at Dollar Tree, CVS. I don't really have a specific brand that I go to, although um I typically go with the Wet and Wild or Elf. Does Elf make lipstick? See, I'm not that committed to any particular thing that I can really give you any whatever on that. And oftentimes, and for what you see now, this is a combination of a red lip and a frosted lip gloss to tone down the red. So whatever you see me wearing day to day is probably a combination of lip colors, but it is no specific brand. But I typically will try a Wet and Wild color that I get from Walgreens or CVS. I don't put a lot of money in makeup stuff, so anything that you see there is probably a bargain from somewhere. 2% ice cream. Now, as an ice cream connoisseur, self-proclaimed, um, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna see. I'm open. I am open because I do miss the ice cream. I do miss it. A friend of mine eats sherbet, so I have to explore that space to see what that will do. So we'll see. Raw my Ariane, we've had this conversation, and for those of you that don't know, um, there's a city outside of Rocky Mount called Red Oak, and there's a community I don't know that it qualifies as a town or city, but there's a community called Dorches, and Dorches has a stores called Red and White. You've heard me mention it before. I've taken you there before, and I will again soon. Um, that has a restaurant attached, and I've heard that the breakfast is really, really good. I don't know about that, but the store has everything you can possibly dream of from your childhood. All the candies, chocolate covered peanuts and raisins and whatever it is in that store. Um we were there a couple of weeks ago, and they have link sausages just kind of strung up over in the meat department. And so we have, usually we'll buy somewhere between 3 and 5 pounds of sausage. We've minimized that now because I'm not eating sausage like that. Um, but it comes on this roll of a long link, and I cut it up and put it in the freezer. And it's a breakfast sausage, and that's what Ariane's talking about. It is absolutely amazing. We used to go there when I was home. That's one of my childhood memories from that store, and it is still very much alive. And in the CNN documentary, they showcased this store, and they were talking about people coming from Virginia and buying food in bulk, bringing it back, and going other places. People from the north. I remember my uncle when I was home as a teen, or when I was at home. He was from Baltimore. All my dad's family is and was in Baltimore, and he would come home. He would load up the car with all this food to take back to Maryland, and so the car went from here to. I mean, the car was just loaded with all kinds of wonderful things. And that's what people do. They know about Red and White Supermarket because it has some of everything, and the sausage and the meat department is amazing. And the owner, who is the son of the founder, who still runs the store, said that he makes like 8,000 pounds of collard greens. I want to say he said in a week. I want to say he said, maybe I don't think it was a month. I think he said a week. That's a lot of collard greens. But if you want to see the video, it's on YouTube. It's Red and White Supermarket, and it just aired within the past couple of weeks. It's an event. It's a whole adventure, and we usually go there whenever we go home. Downtown Brown, is that a color? Is that a lip color? What's Downtown Brown in the context of Mary Kay? And an interesting story. I was a Mary Kay representative in the early 90s. And it's interesting because I didn't wear makeup in the early 90s. And I got to the level of red jacket. If you know anything about Mary Kay representatives, there's these levels, and it's sales, and it's all the stuff, whatever. And a red jacket, if memory serves, it was based on volume, like any of the level things, those kinds of things. And I had my little red jacket with the patch, and I was so proud of that. And I don't know, at some point, I felt like there was more work than was returned with all the setting up and going over here and to this thing and that thing. And this was way before you could order anything online. So everything was physical and inventory. And I stopped doing that. But another part of the story that is interesting, so you have people under you and you earn from their sales and all of that. My mom, who also never wore makeup, became one of my I don't even know what we were called. She was under me. She was on my team. at 71. Now, it was easier for her because she was the Avon lady when I was 10. So it was like, yeah, I can do that. My mom became a Mary Kay representative at 71. I don't recall how long she did it, but I got out before she did. Let's put it that way. Mary Kay. Mm-mm-mm. Dr. Bobby Price. I think I've heard of Dr. Price, but I've never watched a video. Wow. Gelati. I like gelati. Gelati is expensive though. I I I won't be going to gelati on a regular cholesterol or not. No. Not for the way I would consume it. I like it, but I have to find something that is more a viable option to just kind of get me over, And I don't need. I think I'm at the place where I could probably have a scoop versus a bowl. I think that's where I am, but I haven't done that. I will say I did have a frosty from Wendy's one day, and that in the context of 2 months, 3 months, whatever. That's where I am. Hmm. So yeah, so we're trying to keep everybody healthy out here. We're trying to do our best. I don't have a history, as far as I know, of high cholesterol in my family. Um, but I know it's, diet related. And as I said, as a girl from North Carolina, I probably should be a little surprised that it hasn't been a thing before now. So that's what we're doing. We're trying to be here for a long, long time. Yeah. What other advice or whatever can you share with me with regard to lip color, foundations, any? I did not share this. I will share it now. And I didn't share it because um I wasn't and I'm still not sure if I will continue it. If you've heard of Il Maquillage, it's all over everywhere. There's an ad literally everywhere about this foundation. It's called Il Maquillage. I've seen it on Facebook, it's on Instagram, it's on YouTube, it's everywhere. And they do a color match. You answer some questions, they color match your foundation and concealer and send you whatever. So what you see now and what you've been seeing is Il Maquillage. Does anybody need to see the name, or do you know what I'm talking about? So what do you all think? Let me get your opinion, because I may be seeing something that I think looks a certain way. It may look a different way. Does what you see in terms of my face versus the rest of me, do you see a difference in color, or which is lighter? Which is lighter? That's what I guess what I want to know. Because I've tried a few foundations. Foundations for me are just challenging because I don't want to look like I've got foundation on. So trying to find something that seems a little more natural has been the challenge. And Il Maquillage, I think, probably has come closest. And before that, I have I believe it's Revlon. See, I don't even use this stuff to know enough to know what the brand is, but it was in a video. um, I liked it okay, but it still seemed a little off to me. Okay, okay. Okay, I'm glad I asked because I thought I was seeing one thing and you all are saying something else. Yeah, I follow Deborah. Ms. B. Is that Ms. B or MSB? It looks natural, clean. If my face looks clean, I and young. Well, let me go put some more of that on. I'm gonna wear it. I need to wear that every day. Thank you for that. I appreciate the feedback. Yeah, Deborah shares a ton of information. And she wears her makeup very well. She always looks great. Um, I'm still, even at this point, I'm not sure how committed I want to be to wearing makeup on a daily basis. I'm just not there. I don't know that I'll get there. Um, and I'm okay with that. I'm very okay with it until I see some videos. I'm like, girl, you should have put something on your face. But I also realize that some of that is lighting and some of it is not. But it's me. And I'm okay with that to a degree. I mean, I don't want to show up looking old and haggard, but I don't want to feel like I have to commit to wearing makeup to look a certain way every day. I want to look as natural as possible, but I don't want to have to always rely on a product to make that happen. But as I'm aging, I mean, I'm very realistic. I see myself aging. I know it's there. Um, it obviously is to be expected, but as I'm watching it, I'm still not at the place where I feel like I need to just cover up a line or cover up a wrinkle or a dark circle or whatever. So right now my routine is Sunday, and if I feel like it. And sometimes it really depends on where I'm going during the week as to whether or not I will commit to doing something more than a lip. So that's what we're doing. So I appreciate the feedback on the Il Makiage. If you are not familiar, it's ILMAKIGE, Il Makiage. And you answer some questions. They have some trial size or something like that. And so this is what it is. So if you all are seeing it as a match, this is where that came from. And so I've been using that for I've had it for a little while now because like I said, I don't use it on a regular basis. So it's lasting pretty well. My North Carolina roots are showing in my stand about makeup. Ah, I would venture to say that the makeup position is up my upbringing. I I grew up Pentecostal. We didn't wear makeup. Pentecostal has changed a bit over the years, but in my era, in my grow up era, we didn't wear makeup. We might have worn lip gloss. And I know that that's where it's from. So having not done something for however many years of my life to just pick up and just, well, let me just start wearing makeup now because I'm 30. I just never did. And, you know, aside from wearing a lipstick, um, I just didn't take it to other levels in terms of just adding those kinds of things. So I just feel like, well, you know, why now? What's the, not what's the point? I clearly understand why we need makeup. I get that. For me, it was in the mornings trying to add an extra 20 or 30 minutes to my morning to get out of the house because I'm putting on makeup. Mm-mm. I didn't want to do that. I would have rather have been asleep. Um, and then got to take it off at night and do it again tomorrow. That was just a huge commitment. Even when I got to, oh, I can wear makeup now. The commitment, I just didn't have it. I just did not have it in that way. So that's why where I am now is what it is because um and I'm there is nothing, don't get me wrong, this is my personal take on it. There's nothing wrong with the makeup. It's just for me it's a time factor, it's a cost factor, it's um I just don't want to. Here's the story. So when I was in college, and some of you may have heard this, when I was in college, I had a job, and one of my coworkers, I saw her four or five times a week. I worked in the ladies department, and she worked customer service or whatever. I saw her every day. She was beautifully done. Makeup was flawless. Lips popping. All of that, all together. We got paid on Fridays. This was before direct deposit, clearly. And she came in to pick up her check. And there was something very familiar about her. I kind of ruled out that she was somebody I knew from campus, but I could not figure out where I knew her from. And it was because she did not have on makeup. She was off that day. And I could not I could not get beyond the familiarity to say, hey, whatever her name was. And I worked with this person every day. And at that time, when she left and she came over and said hello, and I was cordial, and I'm telling you, this is no fabrication of this story in any form. When she left after coming to say hello, I still did not know who she was. I'm telling you, when she left, I asked my coworker that was in the ladies department with me. I said, "Who was that?" And when she told me, as my mom used to say, "You could have bought me for a penny." I was amazed that she could look that different without makeup. And I told myself at that, I said, I will never wear makeup to the point that you're not going to know who I am if I don't have it on. So that's where some of that comes from. I couldn't believe it. I could not, I will never forget that. Downtown Brown, glossy pecanish. Gelati has only eggnog. I have had eggnog. We tried a different brand this year. My husband loves eggnog. I like it. I sometimes have it. And I tried a little bit of that. I haven't even had eggnog this year, y'all. Mm-mm-mm. Christmas down countdown is on. A face like Aunt Jemima. Now hold on. Let me put my glasses on. How Aunt Jemima get in this conversation? Hold on. Hi. They were finger looking good. And Aunt Jemima looks like you. Who is this and what? Pamela? Hello. I need some clarity on your comment. Yeah, there's a lot to process in. There's a lot to process in things that are additives, and I'm not allergic to anything, thankfully. But I don't want to test the waters too much either. You don't know until you hit that thing that's like, ah. So yeah, we're just gonna be okay. And for what you all see in my videos, um, there are a couple I probably need to go back and delete. Very honestly, when I saw the video, I was like, oh, okay. But do keep in mind, a lot of that is lighting. If the lighting is off, and sometimes I have that with this overhead light versus my ring light. This is going to cast a shadow. So because of where I'm sitting under this light, it's going to show up under my eyes primarily. So there appears to be dark circles on my eyes. Sometimes I'll see that after I look at the videos. And it's because of how I'm moving in this space and whether or not the ring light is as bright as it should be. There's a whole lot going on over here, y'all, to create these videos. But um, that's what we're doing. Hi, Felicia. Welcome. Oh, okay. I got you. Miss B, thank you. Thank you for that. Which is what I suspected. Dims, are you here still? Oh, thank you, Cindy. Yeah, that's to be expected too. Periodically, we get some trolls. Um, and we move on. So, yeah. What else? What else we have? What else do we have? Who's still Christmas shopping? Black raspberry Greek yogurt bars. Prairie Farms. Well, let me write that down. I have read more labels in the past 2 months than I have ever in my life, and I've not to belabor the point with regard to the cholesterol, but listen, we be eating stuff and we don't know what we're eating, and I was I was focused on looking at labels and checking the cholesterol in the stuff, and I was telling a friend of mine about it, and she said, "Well, don't focus so much on the cholesterol." She said, "You also got to focus on the saturated and the trans fats." Okay, so now we're looking at trans fats and all this stuff, and the things that you would think does not have cholesterol in it. I'm like, why is cholesterol in shrimp? Who knows the answer to that? Because I'm thinking, my doctor said eat chicken, seafood, sweet potatoes, the fruit, the veggies, and then somebody said, well, Steve, shrimp has oh, there's too many things to keep up with. It's a lot. It's a lot just trying to be healthy. But we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. I will check out Dr. Price. I will do that. And Prairie Farms ice cream. Yogurt bars. I'm sorry, yogurt bars. Prairie Farm. So for 2026, I am trying to figure out how to make the channel better. So if you all will shoot me an email, and I'm asking for a critique. I'm asking for an honest critique of what you see, what you look at here on this channel. Like I said, 4 years in, um, and for those of you that have been here for 4 years, and those of you that have popped in 2 years and that are here tonight on this live, I appreciate that you all are here. And obviously, without you being here, there'd be no reason for me to be here. But I do want to tweak a couple of things, but I want to get your input on what it is you think needs to be better. I don't mind a critique. Um, so do share that with me in an email. Um, and it's angelasfashionmix@gmail.com. If you lose sight of that, you can get the email in my bio. It's at the bottom of my bio. And if you don't know where that is, when you go to my page, there's a hello, whatever that says. If there's a drop down box or it says more, click that, and my bio is there, and it's at the bottom of my bio. So just some feedback in terms of how to make this channel better. Now, with that being said, I'm knowingly a little bit behind the 8 ball when it comes to the growth of the channel. I'm aware that some of that is because I have not been as diligent as some others in creating the same video as everybody else is doing. And because of that, my growth has been slower. I don't mind it because I feel like the growth has been organic. And it has been manageable. So what I do want to know though is for those of you that are here and have been committed and you've been loyal to the channel for this time, what do you want to, not so much, tell me how you think it can be better. I know you're watching other people, you see certain things. I'm not trying to be like anybody else. I want to, for my space in this YouTube space, to be representative of me. So help me get to what that looks like, is what I'm asking. You know me, you know what I won't do. You know about what I will do. And I'm not competing with anyone because this is the space I've created. We all create our own spaces. So I'm not going to do certain things that other people do because that's not me. But for what you know of me and what you know this channel to be about, I want your feedback on how it becomes a better space and how you spend your time here. That's what I want to know. So if you will do that for me, I will appreciate it. There is no timeline on getting it into me, but it is something that I want to be working on in the new year. So it won't start January 1st. It might not be February 1st, but hopefully in a way that you'll see some change, um, some changes as to what goes on here. I'm still gonna be fashion. It's not gonna. That's not gonna change. It will still be what you know of it to be. I just want it to be better in whatever the regard is and what I present to you. We got that? Does that make sense? All right. How are we doing? How are we doing? Def Delphine, I appreciate that. Thank you for that. I I my goal is to always tell the truth. And if it comes out that that is not exactly how it was presented, the intent is there to do what was said, or what the expectation is. I've never been an imitator. I don't want to be an imitator. um I do have an appreciation for what others do, and if what I present is inspired by what someone else does, it's an inspiration. It's not going to look just like what someone else did. The styles may be different. If somebody's doing a capsule wardrobe, they're doing it based on their style. I may do a capsule wardrobe, but it's going to be based on my style, not what they presented. So some of what I'm talking about is when 1,000 people are talking about capsule wardrobes, and I didn't jump into that space talking about capsule wardrobes, then my channel isn't being seen as much in that space because I'm over here talking about why you shouldn't do certain things or why you should choose a certain shade of pink. It's pink, but should you wear pastel with this or should you wear a fuchsia with this? I may be talking about that. That may not be the trending thing at the time. So that's part of why um we are approaching 30,000 and some others may be approaching 80,000. But I'm not bothered by that because I've always wanted to bring you what is useful, what is relevant through time, but also what is representative of who I am, how I dress, why I dress the way I do, um, and being very comfortable in who you are and what you present to the world each day. And I don't think we have to um, look or dress like other people in order to be authentic. I encourage you to be authentic with your style. And in doing so, we're more comfortable when we put X on if it's representative of who we are. If I put on certain things because it's the hot and popular trending thing, I'm going to be absolutely miserable and I'm going to be looked at like, well, why does she have that on? I'm surprised she has that on. Well, probably because it's not who I am. So what I present to you is me. And I'm okay with that. And I encourage you, if you want to wear a pantsuit every day of the week and that's your style, do that. If you wear jeans every day of the week and a t-shirt and sneakers and that's your style, do that and be comfortable with it. Only thing I suggest is that you accessorize. Put on your whatever. You know, it could be a scarf, it could be jewelry. If you don't wear jewelry, it could be a scarf, it could be, but just make the pieces just stand out and that you feel good in what you're stepping outside in. And if you are new to the channel and haven't seen a lot of my videos, I highly encourage all the time that we wear all this stuff that surrounds us. And I started that conversation because I knew so many people that had clothing hanging in the closet with price tags on it and they never get to wear it. I won't say they don't get to wear it, they weren't wearing it for whatever reason. And then they go shopping next week and they put it up with the other stuff that still got tags on it. So I had been running into a lot of people that said, "Oh girl, I got a closet full of clothes I haven't even worn yet." Well, why? So that's what my channel was based on, just encouraging you to wear your things and finding the things that you want to wear, not just buying a top for the sake of buying a top, but buying a top that you're going to wear because it's your color, it's your style, it makes you feel good, you get compliments in it, whatever. That's what this channel has been based on. That's what it was built on, and it will remain that because that is what I do, that I share. So if it's what I'm doing and I'm sharing it, I can't change it because that's who I am. So if I want to wear a poncho with jeans and it's a dressy poncho, it's fine. It might not work for you, but you may get some inspiration based on the color combination. You may get some inspiration based on I wore a certain kind of necklace versus not wearing a necklace at all. There's so many things that you can get from looking at videos and apply it just based on principles, not so much based on pieces. So if you're applying it based on principle, then my aesthetic, which is black and white, may not work for you. You may hate black and white as a combination. So why would you wear it? Why would you wear it? Because somebody sitting in a video said you need to be wearing black and white. If you've been here a while, you know that I have not. Now, if I have said it, it has only been a couple of times that I said you need to wear X. All I've said is you need to wear your clothes. I'm not saying you need to wear them a certain way. My goal has been for you to be really comfortable in what you're wearing, is that you hone in on certain colors. Peach is not a color that I think works for me because of my complexion. I have a salmon colored blouse. I really, really, really like the blouse, but I wear it sparingly because of the color. But when it comes to coral or rose, orange, those colors I can do comfortably. So I'm going to have more of that in my closet. So again, I want you to, what you get from this channel is that you don't have to look like other people to enjoy your wardrobe. I encourage you and hopefully inspire you to look at your wardrobe critically and be honest about what's in your wardrobe and whether or not you're going to ever wear it again, whether you like it or not, and whether or not it fits like it's supposed to on your body. And that's an honest conversation to have with yourself. And if it doesn't fit into any of that, then it probably shouldn't be in your closet because it's taking up valuable space. And y'all know how I feel about space. I need all my space working on my behalf. And if there are things in here that's holding up the process because I don't like it, can't wear it, can't fit it, then that space is not being best utilized here for me. And if you can follow along on those principles and you can get something from this channel with regard to enjoying something that we're going to do every single day, which is get dressed. Even if you're putting on pajamas and you're going to be in the house all day in your pajamas, are they satin? Are they silk? Are they cotton? Are they polyester? There is a choice to make, even with pajamas. Are they green? Are they black? I mean, what are the choices? We control those things. There's so much we have no control over. We can control what we're wearing. So I really want to inspire and continue to encourage you to really think about what clothing is for you outside of the protective covering that it's for. If it breaks down to why do we wear clothes, that minimizes a lot of reasons why we need to wear certain things or why we buy certain things, because ultimately clothes are for covering. And if we focus just on that, we need a lot less. And it doesn't all have to look but so different. We can wear a black shirt dress every day because our bodies are covered. But because it's way more than that, it's expressive. It shows our personality, it shows our style, it shows who we are when it comes to what we present, how we present it with necklines, with hemlines, with whatever. Those clothing pieces are representative of who we are. So because we have all these opportunities, we should definitely take advantage of just getting the most out of what those things are and being able to enjoy every single thing. Now, you also know I have a whole lot of old clothes. Old in that I have several pieces that have hit the 25-year mark. And now they're vintage. 25 years is a vintage piece. And I'm not going to get rid of it. If I still like it, I can still wear it. I'm keeping it. And those pieces are in really good condition and they're still going to serve me. So until they no longer serve me, I am not going to release them from my closet. All right, what are y'all commenting? Congrats, Daphne. Hey there, Terry Joe. Oh, thank you. Daphne, you're over 80. What? I used to wear berets and I used to have them in different colors. Hi, Ansala. Welcome. Hey, Karen. Long time. You are long time subscriber. Thank you. Oh, Dr. Price is vegan. I don't think I knew that. Woo! Mm. Now that's another level right there. So yeah, we're just want to encourage you to we're just the older I get, the more I am in tune, I guess, to how to just really I think people have taken the term living our best lives to a really broad context and it's different things to different people. I think for some, living your best life, people see that as you're well traveled, you eat at the best restaurants, you have freedoms to do whatever your mind says do today, you think of it and you're going to do it tomorrow. That's a level of living your best life. On the other end of that spectrum, and just processing a lot of people I see and a lot of things that I hear, and living your best life has such a wide span of what that is. And it's different for everyone. So I think a lot of times people get real judgy about why people do certain things. And for me, I feel like if it's not costing me anything, I have no investment on what you do as your best life. If you're not asking me for anything and I have no skin in your game, your best life should be whatever it is you choose to make it. But the older I get, the focus I think has become more right here. How I feel day to day, and I feel fine. I haven't had any issues with anything like that. How I feel day to day. Now, approaching 61, I'm kind of thinking, well, this must be the age where things start to really hurt and pop. So we're, yeah, all that. But I feel good day to day. I probably should get more sleep than I do. I'm a night owl, and I probably should be in bed at 11 o'clock. If I'm in bed at 11 o'clock, um, I'm not in bed at 11 o'clock to go to sleep. I'm watching TV or whatever. I know if I go to sleep at 11 o'clock, I'm gonna be up at 2. That's just how it goes. But I'm finding that for me, best life is really doing what I want to do, when I want to do it, how I want to do it, but more focused on my day to day and enjoying each day to the full, doing something or doing nothing. I'm very okay with being on the couch doing nothing. I'm very okay with that. I have encouraged you all to take naps. If you have a lifestyle that affords you to do that, then grab a nap. I advocate for naps. They are amazing. Terry Joe, it is that being able to have some control over what you do or don't do, what you accept or what you don't accept for your space. We don't, I think a lot of times, and especially for women, we 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 carry things of other people that we don't necessarily have to carry, um because we got enough going on just with our own things, and being able to say no to just random things. If you don't want to do it, don't want to do it, then you don't have to do it. Um, if you can work that out. So that to me is part of best life. For me, ultimately, is being without stress. Just being without stress day to day is important. That is important to me. That things don't stress me, that people don't stress me, that situations don't stress me. I'm not one that has a high tolerance for stressful situations. Never have. I can easily detach from it. Um, and that brings me a certain level of peace. So, and if I can get a nap in there in the situation, I'm good. We're best lifing in a different way. So can't wait to retire. I have started to kind of process what that might look like. Um, as a realtor, there is no exit date. I can sell real estate till I'm 82. I won't, but I am kind of starting to think about what retirement might look like. I don't know how far I am from it. Um, and processing the what next. Obviously, I can do YouTube uh, till I'm 82, whatever. Um, but I don't know what I would step into as a day to day as retired. Now, on snow days, like we're in like last week or whenever that was, we had snow for a couple of days and school was out and we were just here and that was amazing. I absolutely love that. But that was 2 days. So what's going to happen after the 2 days? I know there are things that I can involve myself in from a community perspective and do things in the community. There, with schools or with centers or whatever. How much of that I would do, I don't know. But I know there's things that, I need to process before retiring so I kind of know what, after I say I'm done, what the next chapter looks like. I'm not focusing on it a whole lot right now because, I'm not planning to retire next year, but I am starting to think a little bit down the road in terms of how retirement will impact me day to day. So that's what we're talking and thinking about. We're analyzing some things. So yeah. And Cindy agrees. Getting in a nap is amazing. And it doesn't have to be a long one. My naps usually I set the alarm because if I didn't set the alarm, it would go beyond nap. It would be a whole sleep session. But I usually set the alarm for an hour. And when I wake up, I am feeling good and refreshed, not feeling as tired. And because my days get long, my days get with just stuff. Just like, wow, why is it 7 o'clock already? And over the course of a few days, it kind of wears you down a little bit. Karen, I agree with you. I feel like, and I've said before, in the past several months, I'm being real intentional about what comes in, um to fill gaps. Where are the spaces? When I first started this channel, casual was my weak spot in the closet. I just did not have a lot in terms of what I was considering casual. OOTD, I know you all see that. OOTD is an acronym for outfit of the day. That is all it is. um so in trying to think ahead and process what's here, what goes out versus what's coming in, I'm really kind of loving right now, and I don't want to be too in love with it because I don't want an overabundance of it. But I'm liking the two-piece sets more. You've seen a few of them. I'm really liking that space. I think what I will need to be able to acquire is variety in that space, because I don't want them all to look I don't want them all to look the same. So, I can have a variety of colors, but I don't necessarily want them all to have a, you know, the same look and the same fabric, although they are the two-piece sets. 24 people. Now that's a bunch. That's awesome. I love those big gatherings like that. That is awesome. I bet you all had a lot of fun. Debbie, did you cook collard greens? Did you have collard greens at your gathering? Because I know you'd be throwing down over there in the kitchen. Wednesday. It's here. It is here. I can't believe it's almost Christmas. But we're going to do what we do. So, thank you all for being here. For those of you that are just tuning in, as I mentioned before, I'm always talking to you. But I like to have a live periodically just so there's some interaction between us and that we're talking with each other versus me talking, doing all the talking. So that's what the live is about. And we're at day number 8. Is this day 8? This is day 8 of my 12 days of Christmas. And if you've been following along, which I hope you have been watching the videos, and I realize the viewership is going to be different on the 12 days because it's a bit of a departure from what I typically do. But I did a DIY on on Saturday. Um, Coming up, I have the restyling of the photos that you all have sent to me. So I'll be recreating 10 looks with a piece or the entire piece or pieces or whatever it is. There'll be some component of a prior look that I'm going to create another look with. And there will be 10 of those outfits. And I'm planning to do that on Tuesday. Wednesday, I don't know just yet. But that's pie day. We're gonna cook some pies on Tuesday, and I'm not sure what else. For those of you that came in a little later, I had said I was gonna be in the kitchen But with moving the camera around and doing all this stuff and remembering that, oh, I didn't video that part of the 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 process, you're not even gonna know what it was supposed to be. But anyway, as much as I feel like I can handle in the kitchen, um, I will get some of that in. But primarily, I think it's going to be about pies. I'm not a huge baker. Um, I can bake, but I don't do anything from scratch. We I'm not doing that. Um, but what I do, I have been told, and my husband has been eating it for 32 plus years. So if he says it's good, I'm good. I have things that I feel like, girl, you did that, you know? But he's good. And my daughter once told me that my salmon rivals, who was it? Texas Roadhouse. So yeah, that's what we're doing over here. That's what we're doing. So, any questions, any comments, anything, so we don't hold you much longer. Thank you, Terry Joe. I appreciate it. Oh, not a rebellion. Oh, Debbie, prayerfully all goes well. You all keep Debbie in your prayers and thoughts on Wednesday, right here before Christmas. Oh my goodness. Prayerfully all will go well. A taco rebellion. Oh Lord. Again, the goal is that we eat. That's always my goal. It doesn't have to be anything specific, but I want to eat. Share what's in the little cute shopping bag over your left shoulder. Oh, I'm gonna cook some salmon. I'll show you how. It's real uncomplicated. I don't do complicated stuff. Oh, this was a gift. Who asked that? It's a body lotion. It's called. It's from Bath and Body Works. It's called Winter Candy Apple. Winter Candy Apple. And it's by, yeah, it's by Bath and Body Works. It has shea butter and coconut oil in it. And my pastor gave this to me. Well, she gave it to the ladies at the luncheon yesterday. So she passed these out to everyone. This has the fragrance notes are red apples, winter rose petals, candied oranges, maple leaf, and fresh cinnamon. And I've already tried it. It smells nice. Has vitamin E, shea butter, and coconut oil, and supposedly 48-hour moisture. Winter candy apple. It smells good. Oh, and for those of you that may have missed it, I have a new fragrance. It's called Verbena, and this is from L'Occitane. It's a lemon scented, well, citrus scented. It's lemon and grapefruit and something, I don't know, there's a third thing. So I got that this week, and I like citrus scents. I know it's not a typical winter scent, but I don't care about that. I just want to smell good. I tend to do a little heavier scents. Coach is one of my favorites. What's this other one? It's called Ice. No, it's not. It's called Iris. Iris is one of my favorites. Um, and the citrus scent, I do like that. I like that. daughter has, well, a couple of months ago, she was off the walker. For those of you who don't know, my daughter tore her Achilles in March. And doctor told her she had about an 18-month recovery, but the she got off the walker about, I guess it's been 3 months or so ago, where she could walk independently. So no walker, no cane or anything of that nature. But she still has to do therapy. She still has a bit of a road to just get it all back together. So do keep her in your prayers. Thank you for asking. Betty, I will tell you my salmon um is simple. I use salt, pepper, paprika, and no, I don't. No, I don't. Salt, pepper, Old Bay, and thyme. Thyme, thyme. That's all I use on my salmon. Now, if one of you have a sauce, a drizzle, or something, a dip, whatever, to add to that, I would welcome something to add to my salmon. "2026 meetup." Lord have mercy. Processing that, Ariane. Not sure what the next one will entail or when. I am processing how that will go. Late to the party. DS, thank you for being late. you you were late, but you caught it. You caught it. Thanks for stopping in. I do appreciate that. Happy Hanukkah and Merry Christmas. Yeah, I use Obey quite a bit. Verbena and lemon, Evelyn and Crabtree products too. Yeah, they have good products. So that's my latest acquisition. I tend to not buy a lot of things this time of year because with Christmas and my birthday, I be kind of holding back to see what happens first. But I was in L'Occitane. I went in there. I was looking for Christmas gift actually, and came out with perfume for me and no Christmas gift. This time of year is a whole struggle. I always have struggle. I seldom can just go to the wherever. I don't do the mall a whole lot, but wherever I go, I can't just go in there and I'm on a mission to do whatever and come out without getting distracted because I made a comment before that I don't buy things for people that I don't like. Even if it's not my size or I can't even get it in my size, I'm gonna buy what I like, even though I'm buying it for someone else. So I'm always distracted looking at things. That's just how it goes. So we have perfume, and I did not get a gift. So, and it's okay. We're gonna get them a gift. It just won't be from there. All right. Are all hearts and minds clear? Before you go, if you will, I know we had Mississippi, we had Tennessee, we had New Zealand, we have California is in the house, Florida is in the house, DC is in the house, New Jersey's in the house. Those are what I can remember. If I overlooked anything, please forgive me. But let me know if you haven't commented already. Let me know where you all are from. Minnesota is also here. Let me know where you're from. And Philly is in the house. Philly is in the house. Philly's in the house 2 times. Texas is in the house. Yeah, I love it. Alabama is present. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, Andrea, hey there. Ohio is represented. I love that. Chi-Town. You know, I have it's not even a story. Well, yeah, it's kind of a story. I've been to Chicago, I think twice, but I remember vividly the first time because I went on a bus in 19 think I was 18. I think I was 18. And this story is relevant to fashion. We went for a convention and it took us 36 hours on the bus. Lord. But we got there. And it's relevant to fashion in that one of the sisters on the bus, she asked me, and I don't recall what I had on at the time, but she asked me if I ever wore the same thing twice. And I thought it was such an odd question because who doesn't wear their clothes more than whatever? And I said, wait a minute, how did she asked if I ever wore anything twice. And I said, I try not to. That was my response. Now, in hindsight, years later, and at 18, it just came out like it came out. Okay. By 30, I realized I probably could have responded differently, but I didn't. But by 30, I realized that what I meant to say or should have said was, yes, I do wear things twice and more, but I wear it different ways. So even back then, what she saw in the way I dressed, and this has not been a new thing. I have done this forever. What she recognized in what she saw me, and this is somebody I saw on a regular basis, is that when she saw me, it apparently looked like I was always wearing new clothes. And I clearly at 18 was not. And I've told you all before, my closet when I was 18 was about this wide. Okay, maybe this wide. But I had at that point developed some sense of mix and match to the point that she apparently wasn't recognizing that, oh, that's that skirt. I've seen that before. I've seen that. She just thought I was wearing new stuff all the time. And I was not. I was not at 18 doing that. And when I hear Chicago, I always go back to that because I was going to a convention. And when you go to conventions, you try to hook it up. You do what you do. And I did what I was doing. And it made her ask that question. So yeah, Chicago. And it was in August, but it was cold. I remember it being cold. So yeah, and the second time, I don't know, it seemed like I had a layover or something there, and I don't remember what I did. But welcome, Chicago. Hey, Mary from Tennessee. Mary, how are you? I took a picture with your friend yesterday, and she's not on here tonight, but I'll let her know you were here. Quick glaze we put, honey. All right, let me write this down. Got to get the glaze. Honey, soy. Oh, soy sauce. I have that. I have honey. I have butter. Okay, I need to substitute something with that. Garlic and red pepper flakes. So I've got everything except I have garlic powder. I don't use whole garlic. I've got all of that. Oh, look at there. So I guess we're just gonna mix that to taste. I mean, what are we doing with that? Greyhound. It was a chartered bus. It was a church charter. Yeah, that was a whole 36-hour adventure. Thought we'd never get there. Minced garlic. All right, I can do that. Minced garlic. All right, I'm gonna try it. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, that part. I don't I tell people all the time, I have so many black bottoms. I have a ton of black bottoms that I try not to buy a suit. Now if I do, the blazer is going to have to be all of that to make a concession to buy basically a blazer. Because if it has a black skirt or pair of pants, I have kind of decided that I probably don't need to buy that, or I might have to give the pants or the skirt away. I have so many black bottoms, but yeah, people, they see you. They really do see you, and I mentioned that in a video where, as a matter of fact, it was the one that I was at the event with professional women talking about how to maximize their wardrobes. I had on one black dress. I changed the jewelry. I added a scarf, changed the bag, added a blazer to the one black dress. Now, it's a basic black dress, but if somebody's paying that much attention to know that the hemline didn't change from Tuesday to maybe if you wore it again on Friday, they're really paying attention. Because if you've accessorized it well and you've added a blazer and a scarf and you added some color, changed your bag and your shoes, and they still know it's the same black dress, they're looking. So it is what it is. If that's what you have to do that. If budget is an issue and you're trying to figure it out, do that. Take the basic piece and rock it. Wear the times you need to get your cost per wear versus buying that piece is going to hang in the closet and you're going to wear it one time this year and one time next year. And that's fine if that's what the wardrobe dictates. That's fine. Do that. But breaking up those suits and mixing those pieces, put that skirt with that blazer and do all, you can take two suits and have a whole week's worth of new looks. That's right, Karen. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. And if you're budget conscious or just starting out, or if you've got a daughter or granddaughter that's graduating from college and just starting to build a professional wardrobe, if I was going to invest in pieces, I would invest in a pair of black slacks, maybe two, a black skirt, a black blazer, two or three tops, some color. If they wear jewelry, I would accessorize. I would do that, and I would have. And now shoes are important. Definitely, shoes are important. So that's to comfort, but we want a basic pair of maybe a couple styles of black shoes, but gray, navy, black, and brown are very basic colors, but those are the workhorse colors for your wardrobe. And everything else can evolve off of that. And you can mix and match those things till the end of time. Just filling in some other spaces. DS, thank you for that. With that being said, it reminds me of what I just said a few minutes ago about looking at some of my videos. I'm like, girl, but that's it's me. It's me. You will always get me, and maybe a little better version on a Sunday. So, but thank you for that. I appreciate it. We're trying to do our best with what we have over here, and sometimes we miss. Sometimes we miss, and it's okay. Take the pressure off. It is okay because we're trying to live our best lives, and we can't live our best life if we're stressed and worried about makeup. All right. Thank you all for spending this time with me here. I do appreciate it. We have 4 more videos, and I'm kind of torn about tomorrow. I'm not sure which direction I'll go about on Monday, but we'll have a video on Monday. We're planning to do the 10 looks on Tuesday. Wednesday, something along with the pies. I'm not just going to show you pie, but we'll have that. And then on Christmas Day, I do have, I will plan for a video on Christmas Day as well. Have a restful night. Have a peaceful start to your week. And if you're out still shopping, y'all be careful. There's a whole lot going on out in the streets. Be careful, okay? Be prayerful and careful. We got to do both of them. All right? Till the next time. And if you don't tune in and don't get to hear it from me later in the week, I wish you a Merry Christmas and a very happy new year. I do hope you tune in, catch something before the new year, but in the event that you don't, thank you all so very much for supporting this channel and for being here tonight to tune in here on day number 8 of the 12 days of Christmas. I do appreciate it so very much. You all, and thanks for being here at Angela's Fashion Mix. Until tomorrow, have a great night. That's right, Aryan. Do what you do. Blessings to you, Mary. Thank you so very much. Bye.